these upcoming events. And with that said, I'm going to hand the floor over to Michael. And Michael, you've got the floor.
All right, thanks, Lawrence. So wanted to address external references. We get a lot of questions about this. Wanted to maybe sort of, I don't know, I guess that's the whole point of a lot of these webinars, is to kind of demystify a few of the topics within AutoCAD. I know there's a lot of users out there who, you've been using AutoCAD for many years and are intimately familiar with XREFs. Maybe we'll touch on a few things, though, that you've never used and maybe could take advantage of. We also get a lot of users who are new to AutoCAD, and so this the webinar today will kind of be covering a little of everything. We'll start out with some of the basics. I'd like to start out with just a little bit of a sort of a definition about what XREFs are, how we use them, why we might use them. We'll walk through the basics of attaching an XREF, and then we'll get into a little bit more about some of the problems that can arise at each point along the way. We'll look at the XREF Manager, and we'll go in and we'll look at how we can change some of the settings. And at the end, if time allows, we'll talk a little bit about how we can then manipulate the XREFs themselves. We'll talk about XREF clipping, fading, how to edit them in place if you want to do so. So we'll kind of run through the whole start to finish of using XREFs. So let me switch to another file here. And what I've done here is I've set up a sample AutoCAD file that has a few XREFs built into it. And I can walk through. We know in order to attach an XREF, now that we have the ribbon, on the Insert tab of the ribbon, there is an Attach tool here. And when I click the Attach, this will take me into the Select Reference File dialog box. And here's one of the first places that new users tend to get tripped up. The first time you go and do this in AutoCAD, when this dialog box opens, what we're going to see at the bottom is that the Files of Type drop-down list is going to read all image files. And that's exactly what it's looking for at this time. It's looking for JPEGs and TIFFs and PNGs and things like that. And so when you browse to the folder where you know all of your DWGs reside, you're going to see something like this where it says, hey, the folder is empty. And I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly what version this happened in. I think it might have been 11 or 12. And this kind of stumped me for a few seconds until I realized what was going on here. Basically what's happened is that if you use the Attach tool, it now takes you, and you would use the same Attach tool to attach anything from a DWG to a JPEG to a PDF. Pretty much anything that can be attached as an external reference is now controlled through that Attach tool. So we have to come down to the bottom